So we've got some examples here that I've asked you to try using the elimination method or using the addition method. I'm gonna do these on paper then. So I'm gonna start with the one on the left, negative 5x plus 7y, negative 5x plus 3y. Move over to the document camera here. Okay, so if we want to use the elimination method, use the addition method to solve this, we want to add straight down the line, combine the x's, combine the y's, and so on. And ideally, either the x's will eliminate and be 0, or the y's will eliminate and be 0. But if we look, 7 plus 3 will not give me 0y, and negative 5, remember this is going to be plus negative 5, is not going to be 0. So as it sits right now, it's not going to work for us. Which means we're going to have to manipulate it a little bit. If the top equation here, if the numerator were positive, or if the second equation here, if the bottom equation were positive, then one of these would work. We'd have negative 5 plus 5, or we'd have 5 plus negative 5. I'm going to make the second equation. I'm going to manipulate the second equation. So I'm going to multiply everything in the second equation here times negative 1. I'm going to take the opposite of everything. So the top equation, the first equation there, I'm going to leave the same. So I'm not going to adjust the first equation. The second equation, if I multiply everything times negative 1, I end up with 5x minus 3y equals negative 19. And we can always multiply the same thing to both sides of an equal sign, the multiplicative property of equality, or multiplication property of equality says I can do that to both sides of the equal sign. Now, if I add straight down the line, I've got negative 5x plus 5x, 0 x's. So the x's eliminate, no more x's. 7y plus negative 3y is going to give me 4y. And 11 plus negative 19 is going to give me, was that negative 8? So I can see that 4 times negative 2 would equal negative 8, so y would have to be negative 2. You could also divide both sides by 4 and get that y equals negative 2 the same way. So we're halfway there. That's not quite the final answer yet. We still need to figure out x. I have 1, 2, 3 equations that I could choose from. I'm going to choose this. I will choose this positive one here. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to choose the new one that I made. So 5x minus 3y equals negative 19. That's the equation I'm using. I now know what y has to be. Y has to be negative 2. So 5x minus 3 times negative 2 equals negative 19. 5x plus 6 equals negative 19. 5x is going to equal negative, what would that be, 15. And if I divide both sides by 5, x equals negative 3. All right, so I know what x has to be. I know what y has to be to make all these equations work at the exact same time. So my final solution then, x is negative 3, y is negative 2. And that's the final answer.